what we're trying to paint a picture of here is that it's a messy student journey. There are a lot of touch points to measure. And even if you're measuring a lot of those, once someone applies or inquires at your school, there's so much that happens afterwards. Those touch points continue until the point they actually start classes. So the ideal way of looking at it is this spaghetti bowl of touch points of marketing. And then once they become a lead, an application, however you want to consider them, it flattens out a little bit because you're moving through almost a sales process with admissions reps, with advisors. Maybe they're disqualified right off the bat, bad information, duplicate, etc. But ideally, you can see all of it. But when it comes to figuring out what your marketing dollars are giving you and what your digital is giving you, we find that there's often this gap, this gray area. Even if a school is measuring all of the touch points that are creating applications, oftentimes what they're missing is what happens afterward. We find a lot of agencies take this approach. It's why we've sort of built the StatWax name and how we sell ourselves on this concept of taking it far beyond application or inquiry or lead volume. What really matters is, did they become students? Were they retained? Did they eventually graduate? And of those great alumni and great students, what were all the touch points and all the spins that made them happen versus applicants who on the surface look good and then it turns out they don't enroll or there's bad information there and they don't proceed downstream to what's really important. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Where do we end up with this? We end up optimizing everything we do for the student and the graduate, not for the lead. Throwing cost per lead essentially out the window when we evaluate digital strategies. It becomes a vanity metric. Lead volume is great, cost per lead is great. Student volume, cost per student, cost per enrollment, that's what's even better because there are leads out there that are not turning into anything. And so at the end of the day, what we always say to a school is, do you want 100 applications and one becomes a student, or do you want 50 applications and 25 become students? And typically, that's the direction they go. It's about student volume. Now, there's always discussions about, well, we still have lead volume goals to hit. Our admissions reps, especially in the for-profit space, still have lead volume. That's all fine and good. You have to have a massive budget to be getting all the possible leads out there. So we can always still have the lead volume conversation while optimizing that lead volume to produce better outcomes for you